Hello? Hello? Hello?
Hello.
Hello? Hi.
Hello.
Come on in, everyone.
Hello, hello.
Hello. Good to see everyone. I'm letting everyone in, and then I will make Sarah the boss of me so that I don't have to do that. Okay, no, I don't need any. There's Miss Sarah Dower. Let me just make her the boss.
Hi, Sarah.
Sarah's here. Thank God Sarah's here. We always thank God for Sarah. Okay, Sarah, make co-host. Okay, yes. All right, Sarah, you're up. Okay, welcome. Come on in. Wow, what a first great day. It was really, really, really helpful. Come on in. Okay, awesome. All right, we are right on time, so I'm going to jump in today. And then if you do have questions, then we will give some time for questions. Okay, so I didn't get a chance to watch everything, and my coaches are on it now. I saw Scott comment on a couple of things, and so they're in there as well commenting. I want to talk about a couple of things about what I saw, and then we're going to get on to the homework of today. But first of all, Claire Leibowitz-King, Jacinda Ward, Claudia, and Tosh, if you guys haven't seen their videos, go watch their videos. They're all very specific about what they want and what the vision is. David Rankin was very specific about that as well. And so I just wanted to, I saw that someone said, I just want to make enough money, and someone else agreed with that. And I just want to argue the case for being specific about what you want. So I'm going to read a little bit from this book, The Miracle Equation by Hal Elrod. His book, The Miracle Morning, really saved my life in a lot of ways. And he's very excellent at generating what he wants in his life and teaching other people how to do that. He has a very, very good podcast if you've never listened to him. And I would start with not the Miracle Equation, but if you were going to start with his books, I would start with The Miracle Morning. That's a really, really good way to start. But so he calls it your mission, right? So I'm going to call it your dream. You want your mission to be both motivate and energize you, but it also may intimidate or scare you a little bit. And I noticed that someone said something about that, or a lot. So I know it must intimidate you or scare you a little or a lot. You want it to be significant enough to move you out of your current way of living and challenging enough to stretch you into the next level of your abilities. Make sure you've considered your values and what matters most to you, as your mission should be deeply meaningful. Then determine a tangible, measurable miracle that reflects the value that you would like to amplify in your life right now. This will be your first mission. Having clarity energizes us. That was something that I really saw with him. Know that you already have everything you need to live every day and create the most extraordinary life you can imagine. You actually have the abilities within you, right? So, every book that I read and every, self-help book, whether, like, here's what's on my desk right now. You're a badass at making money, which I tell all my clients to read because we're talking about money. This is by Jen Sincero. If you guys aren't familiar with this book, it really is a miracle. Hal Elrod is on my thing right now. This is on my my desk right now. Think Like a Monk by Jay Shetty. That's a great book. Also, Green Lights by Matthew McConaughey, and You're a Badass, another Jen Sincero book. And every book I read about setting goals and obtaining goals, it always tells you to be really super specific about what you want to get. And again, I think it's a lot of why we are afraid to ask that, or because we just don't think we can get it. Right. And so I really wanted you to urge you to get more and more clear about what it is that you want. I want to use Tosh as an example because Tosh did his and he talks about being an action hero. When Tosh first said that to me, I felt like, oh God, that's so far away from you. I mean, you didn't go to Juilliard and la la la, but he said it, and he said it with fervent and belief in himself. So if you don't know, in the last 2 years, first of all, he's probably really glad he got written out of the Jeffrey Dahmer thing. But anyway, that was his first thing he booked. And then he booked Bel Air, and he turned that into recurring. And then he booked Grownish. And so now he's off to the races, right, with everything. And he's really clearly. And so when I listened to his pitch video, I mean, not his pitch video, but his dream video, I was like really amazed by the believability, like that's actually going to happen for him. And that's really cool. Like when someone around me is saying what they want, and you might think, oh, well, that's going to be hard for them to get. They might never get that. They probably can't. It's my job to believe what you want to have happen for yourself and help you to get that. But we all are human, and we all, like, sometimes when someone speaks so big, we're all like, oh, could you bring it back a little bit, not to be so big, because when someone says their dream out loud, it confronts your own ability to be able to dream your own dream, if that makes sense. And I just thought that, there was a lot of really great stuff, but I noticed Claire, Jacinda, Claudia, and Tosh were really, really, really clear, and David, but you guys didn't see David. I also wrote Taurine. I loved what you did. Natalie, you sent it to me and you did it online. That was great. I mean, I tried to comment as many as I could. But right now, because we're moving quickly and we're moving towards a pitch, we have to move on from this. So I don't want you to think that I'm leaving you in the dust, but it's time to move on, right? Because we have to build a pitch. What we're going to do is we're going to begin to build the pitch, right? And the first thing when we're building a pitch that we have to be really clear about is our brand, is our story, is what are the roles that we play. Okay. So I'm going to talk a little bit about brand. And if you're joining us for our 3-day event, October 7th, 8th, and 9th, we're going to spend the whole first day doing this. So we're going to be really, really clear. And for you guys that are already really clear about this, I want to say something. When I do events, I play to the highest common denominator, not the lowest. How many of you guys have been to acting events where they're like, the casting directors, there's a panel and they're telling you everything you're not supposed to do. And you're supposed to do X, Y, and Z. And it's like all the same fucking shit over and over again. Like, or you go to casting workshops and you ask the questions and the same shit. That's not my event. My event is I'm going to start up here, and I'm going to expect you to start up here with me. And so even if you're like, I'm just a beginner and I don't know this shit, Valerie, it's like, just act like you do until you do. Okay, because I don't want to bore my primary audience, which are working actors trying to get to the next level in their acting career, right? Yes, I work with beginners every day. I mean, Anna C is a prime example who's probably on here today, and she has a client meeting with me later on. She's someone, or Anna Maria that you heard from yesterday. These are people that started with us from the very beginning. But, I'm asking you to enter the highway going like 100 miles an hour. And so, but that's where my event starts. So here's what I want you to imagine. That your business, your acting business, has a lot of things on the inside, which we're also going to talk about very extensively. Right now, what we're doing is we're talking about what's on the outside. What makes people come in off the street and hire you as an actor and pay you to act? And in order to do that, we have to be really clear about what the message is, right? So what are the stories that you tend to tell as an actor? So a lot of you guys are trained to be versatile. That's really a bad word. No one's selling versatile. Stop using versatile. Versatile is great for acting class, but for business, it's not. Because, so I'll give you an example. There was someone that was going to sell a bug spray. He developed a bug spray that killed every kind of bug. And so he put it in the store and it said, it kills every kind of bug. No one bought it. Because when you're going to the store, you're either trying to kill ants, cockroaches, centipedes, some kind of specific bug, termites. So you're looking for a spray that kills that bug, not every bug. Okay? So what we're looking for is a way of talking about yourself as a product. And for you guys that are joining us for the 3-day and are going to pitch to a general audience of your customers, directors, producers, writers, and casting directors, you need to make a pitch that it doesn't matter who you pitch to, they will get how to put you in their story. And if they don't tell stories that you fit in, then they're not your customer, right? So that's what we're going to develop over the next week, is that little 1 minute or less pitch. The first thing that we need to do is to get an idea of how people see you, right? Now, we will do an extensive adjective game at the event, and we will all work hard to get you an idea of where you want to go. But know this, brand is evolution. So as you move forward in your company, if you're clear, if you have a somewhat clear message that you just made up, and that's what you're going to go with, which is what I would recommend, then what happens is when you're clear, people start to give you clarity back. Okay? So what I'd like you to do is, for your homework today, is I would like you to go out to at least 10 friends. I would use the terminology. I've already written the email, so I hope that you guys are watching this recording, because I'm going to tweak a little bit what I write into the email that goes out to you later today with the recording. Ask your friends, if you want to get really specific, say, give me 3 words that best describe me as an actress or an actor. That might be something you want to say. Or give me 3 best adjectives to describe me. And ask people that kind of know you and people that really know you to give you 3 adjectives that best describe you. Now, I said words that describe you, which, you know, if it's your mom, she's going to be like loving, caring, snarky, whatever she, you know, how your mom identifies you, or your dad identifies you, or your siblings, or your husband, or your wife, or whoever, how they identify you might be differently. So you might want to, for you guys that have done this exercise before, rather than being general, you might want to get specific. Like, give me 3 adjectives that best describe me as an actor, or the 3 adjectives that describe the kind of roles you see me playing as an actor. Do that. So you're going to get some different words this time, but we only have until Thursday to come up with this little 1-minute pitch for you or less. And that doesn't leave us a lot of time, right? And so if you want to be a general and go, give me 3 words that describe me, that's great. What I would like you to do is, once you have those 30 words, if you ask 10 people for 3 words, you're going to have 30 words. Once you have those 30 words, I'd like you to create a word cloud. If you don't know what a word cloud is, just Google it. There's a million places where you can make a word cloud, and you can tag those words into it and it'll make a pretty design. You can make it into a, you know, drama sign, or you can make it into a camera, or you can make it into a spotlight, or you can make it into just a cloud. It doesn't matter. Make it into a cloud and post that clouds of words. And if you can't figure out word cloud, then just type the words that you got in. So you see them out in front of there and you're putting them out there. So I want you to collect 30 words about you, and I want you to put them in a word cloud, okay? Because we need to see how other people see you, right? Because that helps us in making this statement. So we're gonna, I don't know, in a few emails in a few days, we're also going to send you a sample video that I just shot of a general one. And, some of you guys have really well discovered and defined brands and pitches that you've been working on for a while, either in the pitch class or with your coach or whatever. So you have those things that you're using. So use this opportunity. Like I said yesterday, if you already have that, you're already ready to go, do something that pushes that you closer to the dream, that scares you a little bit. Like, who scares you to call and pick up the phone and pitch? Like, is there someone that you really want to pitch to? Like, think about who that person is and develop that pitch. Use this time to challenge yourself, right? That's what I recommend. So, but for the exercise, 3 words that best describe you, and then go to this website. I give you a website, wordclouds.com. I think there's other ones that are even better. And make a word cloud of all the words you collected and post it in the I Love Actors group, or send it to me. And a few of you sent me your videos, and thank you for that. I appreciate that. I am going to do my best in 2023 to get us the fuck off Facebook. Okay, I'm just letting you know that. It requires creating a place where we can all go that's virtual. And so that's where my brain is right now, because I hate Facebook too. It's just that, right? And so I really would like to get off there, but there's no really community aspect of TikTok, or there might be eventually with TikTok, like we could do lives and things like that to when we get to a certain number. So if you haven't followed me on TikTok, it's at Actors Fast Track. It's Valerie Hubbard. The one that is Actors Access, which is Actors Fast Track. So follow me so we can get those numbers up there. If you're not doing TikTok and you want to talk about TikTok, I'm doing it now. And I do have a few clients that are doing it as well. Okay. All right. So let's answer some questions. Get your hands up if you would like to ask me a question. Yeah, and let's hear from some people that hadn't asked questions yet. I will lovely call on Violetta, but Violetta always raises her hand. Go ahead, Violetta. What is going on?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
So, with the dream exercise, I feel like sometimes I'm too specific, but also
I don't think so.
And not specific enough.
Oh.
If that makes sense.
So just spend a little time now, Violetta, really getting into the character and all the aspects of the character that you play, the one that you imagine that you win your Oscar for, or you win your Emmy or Golden Globe for. Like, what is that character, and what is special about her, and why do you love her, and why do you fall in love with playing her? Like, imagine that sort of thing. But I don't think you should ever say you're too specific. Mm-hmm. You're just creating the dream, and you're doing a great job of it, right? Mm-hmm. You're also doing a great job of pitching that person out to the public. Mm-hmm. So keep going. Okay. You're doing great, right? Okay. I don't think you should ever be worried about being too specific. That's my opinion. Go be specific. I mean, remember so Kurt Boville's going to be at the Game Changer. Kurt, if you guys don't know who he is, he's a series regular on that Showtime show about the Lakers, right? Adam McKay's show. He's a series regular on that show. So go watch him, and he's going to be at the event with his wife. And he always talks about standing in line. Get in line, stay in line, stand in line. Right. So, right. And you are really clear about who you are, right? And what you're selling. And so keep doing that. Just keep doing that. And I know you're in that really hard place. Like you, Evans, there's a few of you that are in this really hard place of like, I don't have any evidence against that now what Valerie says works. But beyond a few people answering my emails and giving me meetings, maybe, right? Like even if you've had that, or answering your email or opening your email. So you don't have that evidence yet. But I just want to tell you and Evans and anyone that hasn't had the click happen yet, where you book your first thing, you'll book your first thing. So you got to just trust that, right? And keep going. Like, it's hard. That's the part where everyone gives up as an actor. right? Now you have consistency and you have a brand. So just fucking consistently put the brand out, you guys, one follower at a time. I told you the story. I told the story in Mastermind. There was like a woman who was a multi-million-dollar coach, you guys, a multi-million-dollar coach. How she started was she got the guy at Whole Foods to let her set up a card table to talk to people that passed her about her business. She would get one conversation if she was lucky in an 8-hour day, but she kept doing it. And now she's a millionaire. Remember, 6 seconds of courage gets you a lifetime of happiness. This is the hard part. It'll get easier. And then there'll be other things that are harder, like when you have to fire your agent or when you have to hire an attorney because someone did something to you or what the fuck ever. Like, welcome to world. That's what happens. But along with that, there's really amazing things that are going to happen to you. When you're on a set and you're working with Tim Burton or whatever the dream is, then you're going to be like, I imagined this happening. I imagined this happening, and this is happening. Okay, good.
Thank you.
Joy, come on down. Come on down.
So with this first branding that we're doing, do we need to absolutely focus on what we have already experienced, or should we use this as an opportunity to create the brands that we want for the
Okay,
roles
so
that we're
I'm going to be sending you my build your brand DNA thing, which will help you guys. Absolutely. When you're building a brand overall, you have to consider, there's a lot of questions you have to ask yourself. What I would recommend is you start with what roles did you knock out of the park? Like you did those in acting school and you were like, they were like, that's your part. When you've seen something on TV, you're like, I could have played that. What is that? Tell me the story, right? A lot of actors want to tell me the process. I don't need to know your fucking acting process. I need to know the story of the person you're going to play.
Right.
Right. And so there's a big difference there. So what's the story? It's a log line. Right. And we're going to talk about that. And we're definitely going to talk about that at the Game Changer. But the log line is like, I play the lady that lives across the street from you. When you see me coming, you turn off your lights and pretend like you're not home. That's a log line. Right. Like I play the chick that, jumps off her bike, shoots the fucking zombie and goes inside and drinks a whole beer in one swoop. Right. Like, I feel like Joy, that's who you could play a little bit. Right. Like, I don't know. But like, yeah. Right. So we know that chick. We've seen her in Sons of Anarchy. We've seen her in Walking Dead. We've seen her so then we start to define where is that person hireable. Right. Now, sometimes, like you guys said, your dreams, sometimes things show up in different package, like all of the time. It shows up dressed differently. And a lot of times we deny it, because it didn't show up in our brain like what we thought it was going to show up like. You heard that story about the guy that's like, he's like dying in a flood and he asks God, God will send him someone. So this guy pulls up on a boat and he's like, no, God's sending me someone. And the guy pulls up and he's like, no, God is sending. And finally he dies and he goes to heaven. And he's like, why didn't you send me one? He goes, I sent you the guy in the boat. I sent you this, I sent you that. Because we were expecting like God to show up and save me, right? It's the same thing. It's like, so sometimes the thing that you get isn't, or the path that you go, and the way that you distinguish the path that you go is paying attention to where the love is coming from. Did everyone hear me what I said? So if I'm in LA and I'm trying to be a series regular on a, CSI Miami or whatever fucking show, like, I don't know. But if I'm trying to be like a series regular on this, and over here, I'm getting all these Disney auditions and sitcom auditions, and it keeps being for the lady that's so nosy. I mean, hello, that's where the love is coming from. That might not be in my dream to win an Oscar, but look at Melissa McFarlane. Melissa, that she got nominated for an Oscar for, Bridesmaids, right? Like that's the kind of, like the roles that she gets nominated for, right? It's funny, right? We don't think sometimes that we're going to win the Oscar for that or whatever. So just pay attention to where the love is coming from. Always, that'll help guide you. Like I had a client that had many things going on, but what she really was, where I could start to see after like a year, like she was like a filmmaker that was put herself in films. Go do that, because that's where you're thriving and that's where the responses are coming from. That was a long answer, but I want you to be really clear about like you're building a business, right? And the more you understand what that means and how to do it, the more successful you'll be as an actor.
Okay.
I say that with all of my two tits and my mouth and my everything to you. This is what I've seen by working with thousands of actors and being an actor for 37 years, that the people that understand this are the people that are successful, and now more than ever, you guys, because the entire fucking thing is changing. And so we have an opportunity to make money in a lot of different ways. And so be really clear about what those ways are for you. Some people are doing TikTok, some people are doing Instagram, some people are doing voiceovers, and there's a million things within voiceovers, audiobooks, right? Video games, animation, commercials, right? On and on and on. There's a million things that you can do. My friend made $1 million last year doing TikTok, her voiceover career, taking her voiceover career to TikTok. She was already making money, but now she's making a lot of money. Right? So understanding what business is so you can build your freaking kingdom, all of you guys, build your empire. I want you to think like that, because when you do, you'll get it. It's not really, it's fun. Who likes games? Do you guys like games? I like games, right? Games are fun, right? That's why if you look Actors Fast Track, Game Changer, you know, I use a lot of that analogy because I do well when I challenge myself. I want you guys to challenge yourself. That's why this is called the challenge. Hello. Okay, thank you, Joy. Abric, you were so great, Abric.
Yeah.
I loved your video.
Thank you.
Yeah, hi.
Hi. Yeah. Good afternoon. Yeah.
Good
Actually, I have two questions, quick
Okay.
questions. Number one, about adjectives. Are we supposed to ask just 10 friends, or we can ask more than 10?
You can ask as many people as you want. What I want you to start to look for is the through line, right? And so there's something there. Like there's, you know, and so when we do the adjective game at the Game Changer, are you joining us for that?
Yes.
Game Changer?
Yes.
Okay, good. So at the Game Changer on day one, we're going to do this adjective game, which is always the most fucking popular game, but it's fun. You know, you go into rooms and everyone throws adjectives at each other. And by the end of it, you're going to come away with 40, 50. And then we're going to learn how to throw things over the boat. You know, when you're a writer, they always tell you have to let go of your babies. So, you know, we're going to, so one of the things is like, if you guys want to get more detailed in the adjective work, here's what I'm going to tell you to do. Take your adjectives once you have them and go to the thesaurus online, thesaurus.com, and put in those adjectives and see if there's better words that it gives you, right? And so better ideas for words, because there might be a better word. Like, okay, so here's my two. Here's the ones that I use. Buoyant, ballsy, broad. So people always said that I was like Kathy Bates, but I was more bubbly. So then my agents a million years ago said to me, oh, you're like a cross between Kathy Bates and Drew Barrymore. Oh. Thank you very much. So what I want you to, all of you to think about is I have a bucket over here. It's called my pitch bucket. And in that bucket are all the things that I've collected that people see me as, or roles that I get, or roles that I've succeeded in, or the audition that I always nail. What is that role? Right? And don't be afraid to be bad, because I feel, Abric, you could have a villain in you, I'm thinking. You know, and so if that villain does exist, that might be a product. So think about it this way. You have a business, right? Like a restaurant. And so the other two words I use a lot are adorable bully, adorable bully. So buoyant, ballsy, broad, and adorable bully. Okay, those are words that I would use a lot if I needed to market myself. Now, there's a point where you become in your acting career that people may have their own opinion about what you do and who you be, right? And so that's fine. The more people that know that, then specifically and what they use that for. But in a restaurant, you might be an Italian restaurant, but everyone comes there because of this lasagna you serve. So that's your pride product. And that product is the product you need to talk about. because you're just trying to, people aren't going to buy a product that offers a lot of different things. They want to know what they get when they get with you. And now more than ever, because of TikTok and Instagram, it's all about your personality, and it's your made up personality. If you don't believe me, and I don't care what your politics are, we had a president that was a president based on made up personality by a reality TV show. Okay. So if you don't believe that what I'm talking about works, fucking pay attention. Right. So when you can say whatever you are and you can offer, if you believe in your product, they're going to buy it. The thing is, like, actors are sitting around waiting for evidence. Because people tell you need evidence. They make you do a resume. They make you show a reel. Fuck that. You do not need evidence. You can go out today and say, I'm a multimillionaire business. I'm the most successful entrepreneur of all times. You can do that and people will buy you. Right? It's a game, you guys. It's the business. It's really simple. It's not your fucking life. I mean, it's a business that you want to do. You chose to be an actor. Listen to me. It's good you chose to be an actor, but you got to be really clear about what you chose. You chose entrepreneurship, right? And whether you like that or not, it doesn't matter. Like someone told me yesterday, well, you know, she said, oh, I don't really like the business. And how she didn't say it like that, but the way she said it, that's what I heard. Like, oh, she just doesn't like the business because she hasn't figured out how to do that.
Okay.
Right? So just remember that. So adjectives, I want you to collect as many as possible. And then at the Game Changer, I'm going to put you on stage and we're going to peel those off of you.
Okay.
Okay? You'll see.
All right.
Okay. Yeah, we're really good at it. Scott is real for you guys that are clients or around. You guys that see Scott Cargill on there commenting, get him to give you a brand statement. He's the fucking best at it.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
All right.
So, all right. Yes. What's the other question? Sorry.
Okay. The second one is, can I ask for adjectives? Okay. Describe me as a person and describe me as an actor.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think
that you can do both. I think that you can do both. It might be an interesting case study. You know, this is a great opportunity for you to give together as much information as you can about the public and how they see you, and then how they see you as an actor and the kind of roles they see you playing. That could be another question you could ask your audience.
Okay.
No, you can't ask your audience a lot of questions because they will get pissed. So either you could make it one survey, you could do Survey Monkey and send it out, you know, hey, right? Like you guys do not have to do this assignment in the allotted time of 24 hours. Like some of you guys showed me your work and I really appreciated that. I asked you guys, some of you guys to show me what you're working on. And I saw vision boards, I saw a journal, I saw a lot of stuff that you guys showed me. That's awesome. If you're doing that, keep doing that, right? And then look for actionable steps that you're going to take every day. But good, go ask all of that. And then bring your results to the Game Changer on day one.
All right.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Jacinda, yours rocked. Good job.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
I just had a homework question. Did you give us the website? Did you tell us what it was? Because if you did,
I
missed.
did give you one example of a website in here. I give you wordclouds.com. But I think some people found the last time we did this some better ways to do it. Just word cloud is a big thing. If you guys like Google that, you'll find out a bunch of ways to do it for free. You upload the words into it and they make a pretty design with it. And sometimes you can choose your design, right? Or you can just type them out loud. I don't care. I just want you to claim the words that you gathered. And then if you are making further steps with that, like for instance, Jacinda, you should be going to thesaurus, right? To get better words. So we're, you know, and here's the thing about brand. Remember this, please remember it's evolution. So what actors do a lot, what you guys do a lot is you throw the baby out with the bathwater. So, oh, your agent says you need a different headshots. That's why I'm not getting you in the room. How many of you guys have heard that before? Right? You're not getting in the room because you need new headshots. So you go out and do the 1,500 or whatever the fuck it is to get headshots, and then nothing happens. And so what happened is you did yourself a disservice, because you need to establish who you are. Like, I need a handle on the cup. I need a straw. Like, you need to give me, so I know where it is and who this is, and that that's there, because I'm going to need that if it's defined. Right? And you're selling that product. Now, a lot of people will ask me, can I sell more than one product? Yes, you can. Yes, you can. But here's the thing. When the minute I tell you that, you're all like selling 500 different products. No. Look, without I don't even know who to. Very few people are Christian Bale, right? Very few people are able to transform themselves like Christian Bale can transform himself. Right? Like, he's phenomenal. And it's like makeup and all of those things and costume and all that. But like, very few people do that. Right? But there's still something about him, a pointedness, a directness, a line of light or something that's there that you could define. If you were trying to name his restaurant, you could get it. If you look at the similarities, not the differences. Right? So just be really clear about, that's what we're moving towards, Jacinda. We're not there yet. I'm sure you're not there yet, but you're moving towards understanding who you are and what your message is. And when you're first starting your message, a lot of times you say it and you don't really believe it, or your dream, you say it, you don't really believe it. But what I'm here to tell you is, if you keep saying it and it'll get clearer and clearer and clearer. So instead of getting new headshots, say, well, why don't we try this one? But like, make a decision about what product is going to bring money in the door. Right? So if there's a certain kind of chick that you see in movies or TV shows or whatever that you like, oh man, that I could do that. I could do that. Then define that and go sell that to the people that actually are putting those people in that. Does that make sense?
Yes, absolutely. And while you were talking, I just thought, like, can you be one of the people that like I send stuff to, and would you give me a brand line? I mean, obviously I've done this.
But yeah, I mean, of course you're a client. So, right. So yeah. So of course, yes. I mean, you're part of this family. And of course I will help you. Of course. I mean, like, I wish I could help all of you. But like, we're running a business here, which means that I have to pay 11 different actor families, and they make money from me. So that means all of us are supporting something that's a bigger thing and helping all of us. So yes, of course I can. Right. And, let's come to like, look, this is something for people that are clients. You can bring this to the mastermind. This is something that I would love to do in a mastermind. If someone came to me and said, Valerie, I just want to do my brand today. Can I get everyone's input? Yes, you can do that. Okay. Yes, Jacinda. So let's do that. Let's plan on doing that.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you.
Okay. All right. I'll see you there. Jay, you are lovely. Your pitch was lovely. It was fabulous.
Oh, thank you. So I wasn't going to speak, but something you said kind of resonated with where I'm at right now.
Okay.
So I just got booked for a live stage reading, and the producer and director sat me down and they offered me a role in the play. So that was exciting.
Good.
But I'm finding comedy seems to be where the love is coming from, even though it's not something I saw myself doing.
Pay attention.
And so, yeah, so I'm trying to figure out how to lean into that, but still kind of keep the door open for other
Right.
things. Because like
Right. So, okay, I'm going to answer this. The way to lean into that is to go, well, first of all, I am happy to give you a half an hour. It's probably going to have to be after the event, but I will give you a half an hour. Sarah's on here. She heard that. Right. And let's talk about what that is. But one thing, it's like remember where you shine your light is where you're going to get results. So go look at like go study some people that have the comedy thing. And there's people like, if you look at Ellie Smokler, Alexa Rousseau, Brian Coffey,
Mm-hmm.
Brian Coffey would give you time to, look, Brian Coffey's built a whole thing so pay attention to who they deal with, what they've done. Almost all of them have done improv programs, either UCB or Groundlings or Second City,
Mm-hmm.
right? So that's one thing a lot of people do, but it's also knowing who the people are and be really clear about who are the people, the players that you want to be working with. Chuck Lorre, Adam McKay, like Jimmy Burrows, like who are the names in that world and knowing that world. I played in that world for a long time, so I know that world too. So it's just focusing in on that.
Okay. Because I
Okay.
was like, I still want to do more serious stuff, and it's actually funny because I got cast
Okay,
in a comedic
but
role.
stop right there,
We'll talk.
Jay. You go,
Yeah.
I still want to do serious stuff. It's like, yeah, you will do
But
serious
go where the
stuff.
love is.
Oh, there's Tush Jordan, speaking of serious stuff, but like go where the love is. Like stop
Mhm.
trying to do what you think you're right. Like the client that said to me, well, everything I've ever gotten, which is like all this amazing stuff, you guys, like major stuff. Like he said, I got without my agent. I'm like, okay, well, what does that tell you? Is that doing it the agent way isn't really your way to do it? I mean, like he's gigantic credits. I don't want to say those because, that's
Mhm.
not fair. But like he realized, oh, my whole life I've gotten all these really big credits and I've gotten these really big credits my whole life.
Mhm.
And without an agent. And he's had agents the whole time, you guys, that sent him on major auditions. But it's this stuff, these connections he's making over here that have gotten him all the big credits.
Okay.
And he's not one of our younger clients. All right. So Jay, like pay attention to what's coming at you. Okay.
Okay.
We're really out of time, but I want to say Jenna has had her hand up for a minute. So let me just take Jenna's questions and then I will just say the assignment one more time and we'll be out.
Thanks, Valerie. I'll be really quick. It was
Yeah.
just simply, if you've got more than one particular dream, how do you decipher which one to target first? Or are you going to help us work that out? Or does it matter? Or what do we do?
I mean, I think that your dream can be a village, right? It can, I mean, actors are like, but I want to take 10, Valerie. I'm like, no, you can only take 5. I want to take 10 dreams. Like, no, you can only take 5. Right. I feel like when someone asks me that question, they haven't kind of figured out yet how to cohese those dreams. And that takes sometimes like a shit ton of experience, seriously. Because like a lot of times believing the thing that you put out there, or even like I always say for me, Jenna, like if I say something out loud, I'm like, oh, fuck. Because all of a sudden it becomes then like present to me. Like that's how manifestation works. Like you become present to what the bigger thing would be. And you're like, oh, like, do you think that George Clooney started out thinking that he was going to have a tequila and like, like all the things he has? Fuck no. He thought about like, what was the thing? Like, I would love for you to get to the thing and then say, I got to the thing. Now what? Go to the next thing. Right? Like, yeah. So have all of that and be working on the one that is showing the most love. So like if you have this business that you want to build $1 million coaching business and change the world, and then you want to save the climate, and then you want to be a TV star and win a, Emmy or whatever, right? Like you have all these things, right? But in the meantime, when you're talking to me about all these things, you are meeting all these famous celebrities that are dealing with climate, and then you're starting to have conversations with them about the movies they're doing. And all of this is happening while you're struggling to find an agent to get you auditions for these TV things. And you're over here sort of doing this thing. This is the thing that's working for you. So keep doing the thing that's working. And it might not, like, you didn't know that through climate, you could also become a movie star. Who knew that? But then
Yeah.
you're like, oh, it comes together. My worlds come together.
Yay. Awesome.
Like,
Okay.
I used to keep my acting and Actors Fast Track separate. Like, why? I'm out here doing what you guys want to be doing. I currently have a job, an NDA job that I've had that I'm probably going to have for the next 3 years, y'all. And it pays $1,000 a day. That's a great acting job for someone like me. And they pick me up in a limo, drive me 2 hours, and then drive me home.
Not too shabby.
And they feed me good, right? So hey, that's acting, right?
Awesome.
Not a lot. Like I'm not putting any effort into that because that's my acting business that I built. Like I'm teaching you guys to build a business that functions for you, even if you aren't participating. That's my acting business. So I don't have to worry about that. I did all these things, right? And if I wanted to win an Oscar, I would do some new things. Because when you want to do something you haven't done, you have to do something differently. And this is where you have to understand, like working with someone like me, or not even me. Like, here's the thing, invest your money in things that are going to pull you forward faster. Because if you're trying to figure it out by yourself to save money, good luck. Like when I started Actors Fast Track, I hired a coach at $21,000. Why? Because I knew that I would be like, well, that was a good idea, but I'm an actress. And, you know, because that was always my excuse, you guys, because I was an actress. I was a working actress, and that was the most important thing to me. Right. So this other thing was like a side thing that I was good at.
Mm.
And someone saw the vision for me that was bigger, and she came at me and off I went. And now I'm completely over here, right? So I didn't know that was going to happen, right? Like, what if I win my Oscar for changing the way actors do business? You know, like, we're like, what if I did that in our thing? Like, okay, I'll take it, sold, because I know I'm a good actress. I don't need that validation, right? Like, I know I'm a good actress. Like, I'm fucking good at what I do. I've been doing it my whole life. I've worked with some of the best people in the business and in deep theater and all of these things. So, you know, it's good, right? Like I've done this journey, right? So anyway, I love you guys. Thank you for being here. Thank you for listening to me. Go get the words, post them in a word cloud, put them in the I Love Actors Facebook group. And if anyone's a massive online producer and wants to talk to me about moving our own platform, I have an ear for that. Okay, that's it. All right. Goodbye, everyone. Have a good day, and I'll see y'all soon. Bye.